Hi, my name is Adam Kunzmiller. I'm with BGG TV, and we're here at Gen Con 2014. I'm joined by Meg McKinley with Games by Playdate, and we're here to talk about Slash, Romance Without Borders.
Boundaries.
Without boundaries,
Yeah.
excuse
Borders
me.
too, though. There are no
Sure.
borders.
So what is Slash, Romance Without Boundaries?
It basically is what it sounds like. It plays very similar to Apples,
Okay.
but instead of just what adjectives and nouns, you are a matchmaker.
I'm ready.
All right, and you are trying to find the one true pairing. So let's start with Darth Vader. I would pick from my hand, so pretend this is my hand, and I would say, all right, I need a perfect match for Darth Vader. Who is, and whatever you define, maybe a crime-fighting match, maybe a romantic match. Okay, so let's say that let's pretend that we have 4 players, okay?
Sure.
And these are my choices. As the matchmaker, I would select, with Darth Vader, do I go Malcolm Reynolds, Sarah Connor, Lara Croft, or Captain Caveman? I would think for a minute, and I would say, let's see.
Well, would there be like a heated debate at this point?
I'll tell you, I'll get to
Okay.
that. Let's say I said, Darth Vader, like, I'm going like before, like, you know, maybe post evil or before evil, like, you know, let's say he like wanted to help a little bit and have some adventures. I'm gonna say Lara Croft.
Okay.
Let's say you disagreed with me.
I clearly disagree with you
All
because
right.
that's not the one I played.
Okay, so who would you argue for?
I think he would feel like Malcolm Reynolds is a real kindred spirit. Like they both
Okay.
are commanding ships. They've both had the lives of people in their hands. They're both kind of rogues.
So if you decide, if you're like, you know what, no, it's got to be Malcolm Reynolds, you could maybe narrate a little bit of an encounter to the table, and if the table felt like that is better than my choice, the table could outvote me, the judge.
They could overrule
Yes.
you. I like
and
that.
you just need a majority rules. And even as a judge, I could be like, you know what, that's better. I changed my vote. And if you get the votes, you then get the cards, and you get the points that are on the cards. Because Darth Vader's a pretty easy one to match.
Yes, but Captain Caveman here is worth more points.
Exactly, it's going to be worth a little bit more than Darth Vader. The other thing that you can do is you can have a more sort of in-depth mode where you have to narrate you don't just put them face down, you put them face up, and you have to narrate a story every time. Sure. It could be that I say, Darth Vader, I want to hear about him elderly in a rocking chair with his soulmate, and you have to find the soulmate for him and tell me a story about the soulmate. There are 4. Can you pull that box back out? So it's a very small, compact box, but there are 450 characters in here. They range from historical people. We have Joan of Arc in here through the current celebrities, and a lot of fictional characters, clearly, as well. So there will be people that you don't know. One of the other differences between something like Apples to Apples is that at the end of every round, you can discard as many cards as you want and draw back up to 10.
So if you got a bunch of people you don't know, you're like, I don't want any of these.
So like, whenever I play, I discard all my G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to be able to argue for them as well as
You're not going to be able to paint
Malcolm
a nice
Reynolds.
scene.
Exactly. Whereas I can paint a nice scene with Malcolm Reynolds.
Yep. And like Apples to Apples, I assume you can play with almost any number of players.
Any number of players.
And it can last as long as you want it to last.
It definitely can. You can play it for 15 minutes. You can play. We have reports of people playing for 4 hours straight, which
awesome.
You know, good for them. But it is a lot of fun. It's a great con game too. We love having it at Gen Con because it is the great game when the hall closes to hang out with your friends.
And I noticed that these all say Slash core set. Do you have other sets already in the works?
So our next set that we actually are planning is actually called our blank cards because we have a request for more blanks that for people that can fill it in.
Just write in whatever they want.
However, it's not all going to be blank cards. We're finding like Mel Blanc and like going to add as many people with like blank in their name as possible.
Cute. Cute.
We are also potentially going to do theme sets, like maybe a whole anime theme if you are really into anime.
Right.
Potentially then like a decade as well. Like if you're really into like, you know, 90s animation or something, maybe an entire like 90s decade. So we're looking to see what our audience wants. But this is for sale now. It was kickstarted in last November and very successful. and we printed it, and we're actually doing really well, and so it's for sale now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And that was Slash Romance Without Boundaries.